Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. It's Pieman here. I hope you're all keeping well in this extreme heat. I'm here to take you through Wednesday evening's last 16 matches from the Betfred World Matchplay 2022. So 4 days down and 5 to go at the Winter Gardens. It's been a cracker tournament so far. Plenty of surprise results and plenty of high quality darts on show, but we're going to run through Wednesday's 4 matches as we complete the quarterfinal lineup, and I'm going to give you a selection for each game. So first up, we have Daryll Gurney versus Danny Noppert, and while it might not have the star appeal of some of these other games, I do think it is an intriguing affair. Daryll Gurney, I thought he was really impressive the way he saw off Gary Anderson in there. Sometimes nervy affair, but there was patches of quality from the pair of them, as you would expect. But it was a big game for the Flying Scotsman. He was defending a lot of prize money, a lot of ranking points. Yet Gurney managed to hold himself together and get over the line. And look, he knows the back end of majors better than most in this field. He's a really experienced campaigner. He's done it at the World Championship. He's done it at the match play. So he knows his way around these kind of contests. And I think the fact that he is the biggest underdog on the night is slightly surprising, but that's probably a testament to his opponent. Danny Noppert, who we put up as a really interesting each-way selection in this field, didn't disappoint when making fairly light work of Brendan Dolan in round one. Noppert's just a really solid all-round player, but it's his finishing that really impresses me. And I do worry about Gurney's finishing in this contest. Daryll was down at 33% against Anderson, and I just don't think he's going to get that level of chance against Noppert. Noppert up at 59%, probably the most impressive doubling performance of the tournament so far, to be honest, against Brendan Dolan. And he is a good scorer as well, but even when that scoring sort of goes by the way a little bit, you can bank on him to take his opportunities when they come along. That was how he won the UK Open, opportunistic, rock solid, and just goes about his business in minimal fashion. I actually think he'll do a solid professional job on Gurney here. I'm not saying that Gurney won't turn up, but I do think that the 8-5 about Noppert beating him 11-7 or better, so a minus 3.5 handicap, is the bet. I think that's worth a look. Second game of the night is Jose de Sousa versus Rob Cross, and this one certainly has a little bit more of a glamorous feel to it. Two former major winners locking horns, and I must say I was really impressed with Jose de Sousa in the way he beat Gabriel Clemens. We put Clemens up as a potential upset alert in that round one contest because of Jose's form. Jose, coming into the Winter Gardens, had lost 10 of his last 14 matches, don't forget. So he really has been struggling for form this year. But the former Grand Slam champion looked, dare I say it, close back to his best at times against Clemens. The scoring wasn't there, as you would expect, but I was really impressed with Jose's doubling, and that has been what's been letting him down badly in recent months. So if he can take that performance forward, it may be a case that this is where we see him get back to his best. But he faces a resurgent Rob Cross. Rob Cross has certainly shown more indication of a renaissance in recent months, and he followed that up, but he was in all kinds of bother against Chris Dobey. 8-2 down before remarkably coming back. One of the greatest comebacks you'll see on a major stage to win 11-9. And yes, you could say that Dobey collapsed a little bit, but I think you have to just give credit to Cross. He's got form for this, having came back from a similar situation against Daryll Gurney the year he won this tournament. So, yeah, a tight contest. If Jose plays well, he certainly has a chance here. Cross, a worthy favourite. I couldn't really argue with the match betting. So I'd be playing the 180s here. They've set the line at 10.5. I think you can go over that. There's relative confidence that this game is going to go quite deep. And they're both prolific 180 hitters. Jose hit 6 against Clemens. We know he's capable of doing even better than that. But Cross, while he only hit 3 against Dobey, that was a scrappy affair. And I think if these two go over a long contest, you know, you could quite feasibly expect a 180 in most legs. So I think they can cover this 10.5 line, providing the game goes deep, which I expect it to. So over 10.5, 180s at even money will be the pick. Now, regular viewers will know I love an upset, love an underdog, and this could be the game for us. Dave Chisnall takes on Gerwyn Price, and I really do think that Chizzy has a chance of turning Price over here. Price a warm order for this contest, as you would expect, but he had a really tough time in round one against the wall, Martin Schindler. We quite fancied Schindler to push him close, and he duly delivered. Missed a few darts to go 5-2 up early on, and he stayed with Price all the way to 7-7 before Price eventually prevailed 10-8. And it must be said that Price was electric in those last few legs, but Schindler did also go off the boil a little bit. The thing that worries me about Price really is these quiet patches and these slow starts, and I just don't think you could do it at this level. We've seen it. It's been a bit of a feature of his year where he gets himself in holes, and while he does have the undoubted quality to get himself out, I just don't think you can keep doing that in a tournament of this magnitude. Chizzy, meanwhile, was up at 100 average for most of his game against Kim Huybrechts before some nervy doubling from both brought the stats down a little bit. But don't be fooled, that was a really good contest. And while Chiz, as he pointed out in his interview, a serial 180 hitter, but his maximums weren't really firing that night. But he hung tough, hung in there, and generally, I thought he showed a lot of composure, and I was really impressed with the way he got through that. Of course, this is a bit of a local tournament for Chizzy, and one he's done well in years gone by. We all know that he's struggled to get over the line in a TV tournament in a major, but I do think that this could be aligning nicely for Chizzy. Gezzy's showing these slow starts, and we know that Chizzy can be electric out the blocks on the night. If it's a going night for Chisnall, I think this 7-4 about him turning over Price is definitely worth a poke. Final game of the evening, I am anticipating fireworks between Dirk van Duijvenbode and Michael Smith, two of darts' heaviest scorers, two of darts' fastest players, and I just think this has all the ingredients for a classic. Hopefully they both turn up. I think it's going to be a whirlwind game, might not last very long, but you certainly do not want to miss this one. Michael Smith was in all kinds of trouble in round one against Andrew Goldfinger Gilding, as predicted on our preview. The Pro Tour legend brought his very best game. It was really good to see Gilding playing well on TV. He was 8-4 up on Michael Smith, but unfortunately couldn't quite get over the line. He wilted a little bit. Smith turned it on, credit to him, and he eventually prevailed in overtime. But I was really impressed with Michael Smith's finishing at the back end of that game. There weren't any flashy finishes in the back end, but he held himself together well, and that's kind of been a summary of his year, really. He seems to have gained a little bit more composure, but we still have this big question mark. Can he get over the line in a major? This looks as good a chance as any for him, but he'll have it tough against Dirk. Dirk had a tough round one game of his own. He was trailing Ryan Searle for almost all of his match before eventually winning 10-8. And like Gilding, Searle did kind of wilt a little bit, but you have to give credit to Dirk. He's known for his 180 hitting. No one's hit more than him this year on the tour, but it took him a long time to find that first 180, and it was visibly frustrating him. Once he found it, he went to another gear. And I think if him and Smith click, this is going to be a really good contest. I don't want to call it because I think both of these players can hit flat spots. And I wouldn't be that surprised if it actually ended up being a wide margin victory for one or the other, because when one of these go off the boil, they can go off the boil for 3, 4, 5 legs, and the other one can really step on the gas. However, I do really like the highest finish line here. 130.5. So basically you need a finish of over 130. Smith had a 161 in his first round contest and Dirk had a 138. If they're both in a rhythm and both playing well, I'd be really surprised if one of them doesn't bang in a really nice, 3-dart combo. So I think we could take evens on the highest finish being over 130.5. That is your Wednesday evening run through. And just finally, for Winacre purposes, in case you do want to roll up a 4-fold, I'd probably be looking at Noppert, Cross, Chisnall and Michael Smith. There would be my 4 selections. Let us know what you're backing in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this run through. I'll be back again tomorrow to run you through the start of the quarterfinal action. Enjoy the darts and see you soon.